invasion is underway.
Russia's invasion of Ukraine revealed differences in how political leaders deal with threats. Ukraine's president rejected evacuation, saying, "I need ammunition, not a ride."
Freedom! Freedom!
In Canada, by contrast, when truckers protested vaccination rules, Canada's delicate prime minister felt so threatened by peaceful protesters that he called this protest an occupation and declared,
"The federal government has invoked the Emergencies Act."
That authorized his government to take extraordinary measures. Mounted police rode right into crowds.
This is about keeping Canadians safe.
The police horses trampled people. The Emergencies Act also included a newer way to suppress protest.
If your truck is being used in these protests, your corporate accounts will be frozen.
Banks have already started to freeze the accounts of people involved.
It's kind of like what we're doing now to Putin. But Trudeau did that to his own people. And it worked. The protest ended soon after.
You have to have a bank account really to be able to live.
Law professor Todd Zywicki.
Look, they're blocking a bridge. They might be threatening someone's life.
But imagine, John, if during the civil rights era, Martin Luther King could have lost his bank account because he trespassed at a Woolworths counter.
Canada even froze accounts of people who donated to the truckers.
Imagine people who may have donated as little as $20 might not be able to access their bank accounts.
It was justified, said Trudeau.
These illegal blockades and occupations received disturbing amounts of foreign funding to destabilize Canada's democracy.
I don't know why you would say it's destabilizing democracy. It seems to me this is democracy. Canadians trying to stand up for their rights.
Good thing that sort of repression doesn't happen here in America. Except it has.
The government is cutting off funds to businesses it simply doesn't like.
It did that through something President Obama called Operation Choke Point.
Companies engaged in completely legal services that found themselves losing access to bank accounts and essentially being forced to shut down.
It happened to fireworks dealers, gambling sites, pornography, payday loans, and gun dealers like Kat O'Connor.
Kat O'Connor says she did everything right. Federal licenses, state licenses, fees.
But then, suddenly, banks wouldn't deal with her.
Now what do I do? So you try Stripe, and you try PayPal, and you try Square, and it always ended up with an email saying they were closing my accounts. I really think it was just a backdoor attempt at gun control.
Operation Choke Point is officially gone, but you're still being blacklisted?
Yes, the policies were not changed.
Of course, banks are not official agents of the government.
You might say, well, they're just private businesses. Let them do what they want.
Yeah, it's their money.
Problem here is, can we really think about the banking system as a purely private industry? There are barriers to entry. You have to get permission to start a new bank.
What's your solution?
Prohibit financial institutions from deciding on whether to give people financial services based on anything except for basically their financial risk.
Then, when politicians don't like what you say, they wouldn't be able to pressure banks to cut you off. Some at this protest thought using cryptocurrency would prevent the government from grabbing their money. After all,
no one user, government, or bank can force a fee on a payment or control its flow.
I always assumed that if you had your money in some form of crypto, you were protected against this kind of government action.
The catch is crypto has to be converted back into regular money.
And the exchanges most crypto holders use cooperate with governments. That let Canada freeze $20 million in Bitcoin that people had donated to the truckers.
What happens if you can't access your bank accounts to actually get money to pay your bail?
Freezing bank accounts gives governments enormous power over anyone doing anything politicians don't like.
You might not like what they're doing, but we need to tolerate people saying things we don't like and separate that from their ability to make a living.
When politicians are frightened, some will now take your money and your rights. If you like these videos, please share them and press the like button. And if you want to help us make more, click that button.